on God. We have to regain our focus in this season. This is not the time to be distracted. This is not the time to get off course, but this is really the time to seek God like never before, because something is coming in the land. Something is coming, and you want to be prepared when it comes. But how can you be prepared if your spirit is entangled with everything? If you're paying attention to everything, if you're watching any and everything, how can you know what God is saying? How do you know that God is talking if the TV is louder than God? How do you know that God is talking to you if your friends are louder than God? We have to have God as a priority in our life. And as Peter walked on the water, he saw the wind and became afraid. What are we afraid of? What are we scared of? Why are we scared of what the enemy may throw at us? Why are we afraid of what's going on in the land? God say, I got you, but where is your faith? We can't have a little faith in this season. We can't just have faith for the day and not the next day. You got to have faith in God, that God is going to do what he said concerning you, concerning his promises towards you. And I want everybody to ask themselves, what storm in my life am I giving attention to? What storm in my life am I paying more attention to than God? And it's like we put our storms over God. We think God can't handle our storms. We think God is not going to figure out our storms, or he already figured it out. And we have to understand that God's thoughts is not like our thoughts. His ways are not like our ways. We cannot get distracted by what the enemy throws at us. When the enemy throws something at you, it's to get you off course. It's to get you to be disobedient to the voice of God. We serve a good God that even when we get weak and discouraged, he is right there to save us. He saves us even when we're in wrong. He saves us even when we're doubting him. We serve a mighty good God. This is what God is saying to his people today. Regain your focus on him. Regain your focus. Get back in your closet. Get back to seeking him. Get back to praying. Go to God on another level. You can't keep giving God what worked in the first season. This is a new season, and you have to give God more. If you want more of God, you have to give more to him. We want God to give us this and give us that, but what are we going to give God? What are we giving God now? Are we giving God our all, or what's leftovers? God say, I don't want your leftovers. I want what's first. Just like in school, when you're taking a test, you have dividers, which keeps you from looking at other people's tests. You have dividers that keeps you focusing on your test. God is saying it's time to put up dividers. It's time to let go of the people that's causing you to go back into the world, that's causing you to go back into sin, that's causing you to go back into these same ways that you just got delivered from. You don't need another prayer. You don't need another prophecy. You need to make a move. God's saying, I made a move. You make a move. We keep wanting God, well, I want this, I want that. God said, it's right here. You just got to make that move. It's us that's changing daily. We're changing. God has not changed. God is the same. We're changing. But are we changing for the better, or are we changing for the worse? God is saying, when you focus on me completely, every situation will work out in your life. We have more focus on our situation than God. We are more focused on this world than God. We got to understand that God is coming back, and we think he's not coming back because people have been saying it for so long, but you do not want to be caught with your work undone. Don't get so caught up in this natural life that when God comes back, you die and go to hell. We cannot get so caught up in this natural life, but we have to be caught up in our spiritual life. Check yourself. What am I doing throughout the day? Am I giving God praises? Am I praying to him? How do you start your morning? Do you start your morning with God, or do you start your morning with your phone? Do you start your morning by waking up, texting your friends, texting your family, checking the news, checking what's going on, or do you start it with God? We got to understand God woke us up. We have to give praises to him. We got to praise his name. We cannot give God what is left of us. God is saying, I want all of you. Focus is not just about sitting still, but it's a process of directing and shifting your attention. Shift your attention to God. Shift your attention to God. Stop worrying about what is going on around you. Shift your position. You've been in the position that you're in too long. We've been in church too long to be coming to church, doing the same thing over and over, and nothing is being changed. What are you doing? You're wasting your time coming to church if you're not really in it for God. Don't just come to church or just say, I'm coming to church, but come to church to build a relationship with God, to get back to where God has called us to be. This is serious. It's not our job to worry about things around us. It's not our job to worry about what's going on. That's God's job. God say, have faith in me. Oh, thee of little faith. Where is your faith? What you focus on becomes the controlling power in your life. What have you been focusing on lately? What has your attention? We so caught up in our job. We chase after the money. We chase after the cars. Why are we not chasing after God? You're chasing after something. You keep chasing it and you still don't have it. We have to chase after God. We got to tell ourselves that we're getting our focus back. I'm getting everything that God has for me. I'm not willing to sit around and just do any and everything, but I want more of God. I want more of him. So I have to give him more. I cannot give God what is left of me, but I have to give God all of me. We have to stop playing Russian roulette with our souls. We think that on Sunday, if we give him our all, then Monday through Saturday, we can do what we want. That's not what it is. We have to live for God every single day. This is not something you can pick up and put down. We have to get our focus back. This is serious. We cannot come to church and then leave church and do the same thing that we did before we got to church. We got to gain our focus back. We have to focus on God. We have to get in our closet. We have to pray. We cannot stay the same because God is moving. God is moving in the land, and I don't want to miss what God has for me. I don't want to miss what God is pouring out. But God is saying, if you're not in position, I'll raise up another. God is saying, do you want me to leave you behind? Do you want me to raise somebody else in your position? We got to understand that God can replace us. He will replace us if we're not doing what he called us to do. We got to check ourselves. God, what has my attention? God, remove everything in me that's not like you. Remove everything in me that's causing me to be lazy, that's causing me to be stagnated. Remove it out of me. We have to regain our focus on God. Peter was focused. He had his focus on God. But as the wind began to move, his focus went on what was around him. Yes, things are going to be running around you. Yes, the wind is going to blow, but we have to keep our focus on God. We have to keep our eyes on God. Stop worrying about anything. Why are we worried if we are the children of God? Why are we worried? What are we worried for? Our Father owns a cattle on 1,000 hills. Why are we worried? What is there to be worried about? We have to ask ourselves, ask yourself today, what has my attention? What in my life am I giving more attention to than God? And we also have to ask ourselves, how often am I praying? How often am I seeking God? And another thing that we can ask ourselves, does God trust me? Do God trust you with what he placed in the inside of you? How are we growing our gift, the gift that God gave us? How are we growing it? You can't grow it if you're feeding yourself with junk Monday through Saturday. Only way to grow something is by watering it, by giving it sunlight, by giving it what it needs. So in order to grow your gift in God, you got to get in your prayer closet. You have to pray. You have to seek him. That's the only way it's going to grow. God is saying, I'm talking in this season. I'm moving in this season. But can you hear my voice? Is our friend's voice louder than God? Is our family voice louder than God? Who's in your ear? Is God in your ear or is other people in your ear? We got to regain our focus. This is serious. This is really, really serious. This is life or death. And do you want to be on this earth and die and go to hell knowing you had a chance? We got to start checking our hearts. Are we doing what God called us to do? We sit up on the phone with our friends, but can we sit up with God in the late night hour? When God wake us up in the morning at 4 or 5, do we pray or do we go to the bathroom and lay back down? We got to seek him. When God wakes you up, when God is talking, you have to move. We got to do what he has called us to do. We cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and then expect God to make a move. God's saying, it's your turn. I'm waiting on you. When you move, everything that I have for you will fall. When you move, every struggle in your life, every stronghold will break off, but I need you to move. We have to move now. We can't keep waiting. We can't keep saying, oh, well, I'll do it tomorrow. God, do it today. Why not today? Why are we waiting till tomorrow? Tomorrow is not promised. We have to do what God has called us to do. Everybody standing. God, we thank you for what you're doing.